Here in San Francisco. Welcome to Candlestick Park. A beautiful summer evening, a little hot. You don't get much of that in this part of the state very often. And we are ready for some football. That's Norv Turner. You know him well, fourth year as a Charger head coach. A brief stint here in San Francisco as an offensive coordinator. The first head coach in Charger history to start his tenure with 3 straight divisional titles. He's looking for his 4th straight title in the AFC West. Meanwhile, on the other side, Samurai Mike Singletary. He's brought that tough, hard-nosed attitude to the field as a coach, and he's made his team better. He started out as an interim coach at 5-4, took over for Mike Nolan, who was fired midway through the 2008 season. Last season, he finished 8-8. He's got a new trigger man, or I should say he's put in a new trigger man, a guy who is a first-round pick, and they're giving him the ball, and that would be Alex Smith. He'll take the entire season. We're ready to get it underway as we look at Nate Kading. And Billy Ray just following up on that last game, preseason game, talking about the New Orleans Saints. Tough team, tough situation to play. Right. Norv liked everything but the final score.
Yeah, sure. I think that the ones versus ones, I think that they stood in there toe-to-toe with the defending world champions, and I think the Chargers did themselves proud. I thought it was a very solid game plan and a very solid game played by the Chargers against the New Orleans Saints in their place.
So the Chargers win the toss. Nedney will kick it away for San Francisco. Back deep, a guy that is really impressed. We're talking about those young kids, those bubble players, and here's a guy right off the bat. Richard Goodman, the rookie free agent out of Florida State. He's had 2 returns, very nice returns this preseason. In the opener against Chicago, he went back 51 yards, and then against Dallas week 2, took one back 35 yards. He's got a 37.7 return average. That's solid.
If you give him a crease, he will see it and he will fire through that crease. The guy has a great burst, and hopefully this kickoff team in front of him, kickoff return team in front of him, gives him that crease.
And this is where you'll see a lot of your really fine hits, your biggest hits, as some of these guys on the bubble have to make an impression. It'll be Goodman at the 5. Cuts through, and he's cut down before he can get to the 25-yard line. Taylor Mays, the first-round pick out of USC, applying the wood. 18 yards on the return. So the Chargers offense will be led by Billy Volek tonight. He'll get the call. Phillip Rivers will take a seat in preparation for opening week against the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night. Volek solid as always, his 5th year as a Charger, brought in 2006 from Tennessee as a free agent. They'll put it on the ground, and there's a battering ram for you. Mike Tolbert. He lowers his shoulder around the outside. A flag already, and a early call for Tony Corrente.
I think they may have caught Tyrone Green on the very first play, the left tackle.
Holding, offense number 69. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Not necessarily the way you want to start your game.
Green filling in for Brandon Dombrowski. Dombrowski's got a bad neck and a bad back, so he's going to rest this one. And the rest up front, you know them well. Dillman, Hardwick, Vasquez, and Clary. Mike Tolbert, running back / fullback. He's gotten a lot of action this preseason. Nane has been very solid this preseason. He's caught the ball inside, outside, made some big plays. So after the penalty, they'll go back to the ground game, and they'll go back to Tolbert. Tolbert will pick up 5, getting back some of the penalty yardage.
And that time they ran it right at Green again, right behind Tyrone Green, and did a better job. Certainly didn't get flagged the end for holding, but did a nice job getting that defensive end turned out and giving a very clear path for Mike Tolbert to make a few yards.
So that's going to bring up a long 2nd down, 2nd and 16. Gun formation for Volek. He'll go empty as Tolbert motions out of the backfield. Should be a quick throw. 49ers bring pressure. And there's your quick throw to Tolbert. Look at Mike Tolbert in space. Who said big men don't do well in space?
I don't know. Speaking of big men in space, Abreu Franklin doing a nice job getting out there. Here's a little Tyrone Green using the hands and pretty much gets kind of shucked off there.
So 5 yards on the quick throw outside. Still going to bring up a relatively long third down, 3rd and 10. What coordinators say not manageable. Officially, it will be a 3rd and 11. Gun formation. Nane in the slot. They'll go with the draw. Tolbert, he's got a chance for the first down and then some. Look at big Mike Tolbert. You know about his end zone dance, the stanky leg. Well, no stank in that one as he crosses midfield into 49er territory. Finally brought down by Reggie Smith, a pickup of 32 big ones.
32 big ones, but wasn't he hit late after he going out of bounds, doing a nice job on the draw play? Mike Tolbert, I think he's got speed that really surprised this 49er defense. You know, normally you look at a guy like Mike and you don't think he has that extra step.
That's right.
I think he proved that he might have it.
The free agent from Coastal Carolina. As my partner likes to say, the Chanticleers. Wilson sets up on the other side. It's all Tolbert. It's a Mike Tolbert show so far. And he's taken backwards. Harrelson, along with Takeo Spikes, the inside linebacker, a pickup of 1.
And that was Patrick Willis, the all-pro, all-everything linebacker for the 49ers, just getting up and absolutely exploding that play. And you know, you just got to do a better job sealing on that guy. But a lot of people have tried, and very, very many have failed trying to block Patrick Willis.
Excuse me, you mentioned Abreu Franklin's name, and Franklin in the news a lot lately.
Right.
He was franchise tagged, meaning he had to get an average of the top 5 players in his position. He was holding out for a contract and decided to come on in. There's a hit in the backfield. Very solid. Manny Lawson.
Runners ruled down by contact.
Was all over it.
And normally when athletic defensive end outside linebacker gets up the field and not getting blocked necessarily, he'll make that play. Got to put a hat on that guy.
It's a little bit of what we talked about in the open. This defense is going to fly around. The linebackers are going to be active. They're going to run a 34. Same scheme as the Chargers defense. There was a good example of that physical play. Another long down and distance, 3rd and 11. Plenty of protection for Volant. The backs leak out. Tolbert again. Tolbert trying to get that extra 4 yards. It looks as though he's going to be about 3 yards shy. Manny Lawson again. And that'll bring up 4th down, time to punt. A pickup of 6 on the play.
So the 49ers just rush 3. They don't bring the blitz. They don't bring an extra linebacker. They use the 3 people, flushing Billy out of the pocket. And Billy does a nice job finding Mike Tolbert. Just not enough space for Mike Tolbert to get that first down.
So this will be Mike Cyphers. Went to the Pro Bowl last year as an alternate. He'll try to kill this one inside the 10. Gets it going backward. And a nice effort to push it back into the field of play by Strickland. And he couldn't do it. And that'll be a touchback. 49ers will take over on the 20-yard line. 0-0 early in the first quarter in the preseason finale right here on KFMB Television, your Charger Football Network.
High quality.
There who have not been good up to date,
man.
You better straighten out. They can reopen that place at any moment. David Carr will get the call tonight at quarterback for the 49ers. He'll hand off inside. And that'll be the 6th-round pick out of Mississippi State, Anthony Dixon. But speaking of David Carr, brought in as a free agent, boy, he's been well-traveled. The former #1 overall pick for the Houston Texans back in '02, and much like Alex Smith's career thus far, things have just not panned out. So here he is in San Francisco. A nice outing last week for Carr. Engineered what ended up being the game-winning drive. Takes a hit, throws, and it's complete to a tight end who's been very active, Delaney Walker, but a nice play coming down the pipe there.
Oh, Brandon Seiler.
That's
and
right.
Again, I mean, if you're not going to block him, boy, I used to love that.
Oh.
In my days as a linebacker, you know, you get that blown assignment and you get a free run at the quarterback. That's one of the great moments, certainly for any linebacker, to get a clean shot on a quarterback. How great is that?
Steve Gregory.
I'm sure that David Carr doesn't like it.
Yeah, right.
Brandon Seiler loves it.
Steve Gregory in on the tackle. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap, quick throw. And it's outside, complete to Josh Morgan. And Morgan will run for the first down easily. Finally brought down by Weddle along with Seiler. A pickup of 15.
Looks like they were bringing a blitz from the wide side of the football field. And Stephen Gregory just gets caught up a little bit and gets caught off balance. And that pretty much springs the receiver for that gain.
Josh Morgan, a touchdown catch last week in their win over the Oakland Raiders. A 6th-round pick back in '06 out of Virginia Tech. Started 15 games last year. Came down with 52 catches. They'll go to him again on the other side. A hard hit, and he's forced out of bounds. Kaysen came up, hit him mouth to mouth there, but not before he got 10 yards. And a look at the 49ers, their offensive line. Keep your eye on the left guard, Mike Iupati, and Anthony Davis, the right tackle, both 1st-round picks. And this is something we talked about with Singletary. He just threw him in there and said, hey, we drafted you high, paid you, now let's play some football.
Get out there and earn your money.
Anthony Dixon, he's done a lot for the team as well. Another round pick, 6th-round pick out of Mississippi State. He is the NFL's leading rusher with 220 yards. Let's go deep, and he's got a man wide open. And it's knocked away. Nice play, but a marker goes down. Kaysen got in a trail position, went up late for it, working on Ted Ginn Jr.
I don't know that I've
the
ever
marker
seen.
came out late.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen a delay like that.
Illegal contact, defense, number 20. 5-yard penalty, carries an automatic first down.
Are you sure? I'm just saying, Mr. Referee. I mean, are you sure?
Boy, and you know the thing that I would argue there, Billy Ray, is he turns
and looks for the ball.
And looks for the ball. Kaysen picked on a little bit last week in the loss to New Orleans, broke up 4 passes, gave up 1 lucky touchdown. Ball bounced up in the air high. But other than that, he was fairly solid. And there's Dixon. Dixon with the cutback. Dixon looking for the end zone. 1 man to beat. Weddle will have to bring him down. He does, but not before he scores. "46 yards for the NFL's leading rusher in the preseason, Anthony Dixon.
6 foot tall, 233 pounds. And the guy is one of those authoritative runners. Does a great job seeing the daylight. And you just can't drag him down, as Eric Weddle found out. He actually drugged Eric into the end zone for the touchdown. Boy, that is a tough, tough running back.
He had the game-winning touchdown last week in the win over the Raiders. A big body guy with quick feet. And I think you saw a little of that there. Nedney tacks on the extra point. And the 49ers drive down the field with the help of Josh Morgan. David Carr hits the right people, a big interference penalty, and the big man does the rest. 7-0 49ers. Series a lot for the 49ers. It was the interference call there as you look at the scoring drive, and that actually ended up being an illegal contact, a 5-yard variety type penalty. A little bit of a little confusing there. The referee threw the flag again down at the spot of the foul. So, but nonetheless, Anthony Dixon coming up with some big yardage there, and as I said earlier, came into this game leading the NFL in rushing. Now he's well over 220 yards. This is Goodman. Goodman with a lane, got tripped up just as he came around the corner. Looked to be on his way to a nice return. Chris Maraguse was able to get a heel. Chargers offense coming up, 7-0 49ers. Up to this exciting contest, a code word will be given once per quarter. After the fourth quarter code word is given out, we invite viewers to enter by going to CBS8.com and correctly identifying all 4 code words. The 8th viewer with all 4 correct code words wins $250. It'll be a gift card from Donovan's Circle of Fifths, martinis and music on 5th. And our first quarter code word is Gilman. Once again, our first quarter code word, Gilman. And on first down there's a throw out to Randy McMichael. Taylor Mays on the tackle. Pickup of 3. Nane in motion. Pressure, they pick it up. Aaron throw intended for Nane, but Volek had to rush the throw because he was pressured.
Take a look at the left tackle, Tyrone Green, out of Auburn. Nice job getting off the line. A little more solid that time. That was a nice job. That was solid.
Green getting the call tonight.
I think the kid played 597 collegiate plays, gave up 1 sack. I think that speaks a lot about his consistency on the offensive line.
Dombrowski a little nicked up. Trey Thomas retired as of last week. Marcus McNeil along with Vincent Jackson. Nothing new there. Both still holding out as restricted free agents. There's a completion and a first down to Nane. Boy, Nane has been really impressive this preseason.
He's doing what everybody thought he could do, and in that case, runs just a really nice, clean route. Takes it out into the flat, and the ball's put right on the money.
A pickup of 9. Terrell Brown there on the coverage. The 49ers last year ranked 21 in the NFL in pass defense, so they're at the bottom of the barrel going up against a Chargers high-powered pass offense ranked number 5. They'll put it back on the ground. Tolbert running inside. You saw Dealman there getting a little dirty Dealman going. Matt Wilhelm, you remember that name if you're a Charger fan, the former Charger from 03 to 08, 4th round pick back in 03, getting in on the tackle. A pickup of 4.
Dirty Dealman needs to be at his dirtiest on game day. Needs to really bring the full effect.
That does help a little bit.
It helps a great deal.
Mash guys late.
Yes.
What was your answer to all that stuff, Barry? What was your thought? 2nd and 5. Nothing will be held there. A hit in the backfield. Yardage lost.
You know, the whole thing is what goes around comes around. And there'll always be that play a little later.
Like an interception. That was Navarro Bowman, the 3rd round pick out of Penn State. Getting in there along with Paris Harrelson. A loss of 3.
Penetration, you can't allow that, especially on a play that takes that long to develop. You can't have any kind of penetration, otherwise you get a play that's a lost yardage situation.
This is a 3rd down and 8. Josh Reed in the slot up top along with Buster Davis. Reed with only 1 catch this preseason. Now would be a good time to get him the ball. But pressure, sack. And we were just talking about the former Charger, Wilhelm. He comes up with a key sack, and that'll bring on the punt team for the Chargers. A loss of 11.
I think Matt Wilhelm may have been sending just a little message to Sean Phillips. And you tell me what you think. Sean Phillips has the bowling thing that he does after the sack. So you watch Wilhelm, and it's a case of just being outnumbered. And then Wilhelm goes up. He didn't even get to see it.
Cyphers will kick it away. Adams returned to punt for a touchdown last week against the Raiders. And here he goes. He loses the ball. Picked up by another 49er. And they gain on that play. That's Michael Robinson, the backup running back / quarterback. He's done it all. And he's just there at the right time to pick up the fumble. So everything going the 49ers' way, including field position. 47 yards on the punt. We'll be back. Yards on the return. That includes the fumble and the save They'll hand it off. And Antonio Garay, one of the Chargers' 3 nose tackles in the rotation with the tackle. And Mike Singletary, Samurai Mike as they say, when he took over the job here in 2008, relieving Mike Nolan, he said, "I have no sales pitch. I believe in faith, family, and football, and I don't apologize for any of that." He hasn't apologized for anything. He has had his hands full this past week with some issues regarding Vernon Davis and Michael Crabtree. We'll get to those in a second. Second down, the throw, that's complete. That'll be Nate Bynum, the 6th-round pick out of Pittsburgh. Seiler is there for the tackle.
Just kind of getting the quarterback comfortable, running a little option route. David Carr checks to his right, comes back, finds a tight end. I mean, that's just how you draw it up.
Not bad for a guy that in the draft they said was probably the best blocking tight end out there. That'll be able to catch the ball some as well. This will bring up a 3rd and short. Dixon pounding his way through right down the middle of the field. And it looks to be a first down from here. Let's see how they mark it.
Who knocked Delaney Walker's helmet off? It was 10 yards away from him at the end of the play.
And they will call a timeout to check the measurement.
Temporary timeout to measure.
Getting back to my story about Mike Singletary having his hands full this week. On Wednesday, as they were going through their walkthrough kind of practice, simulating the day before a game, Michael Crabtree and the veteran Pro Bowler Vernon Davis got into it. The two had to be pulled apart, and Singletary escorted both of them in the locker room right in the middle of practice, hashed it out, and they came back out and finished practice.
Yeah, I think probably because Vernon Davis outweighs Crabtree by 35, 40 pounds.
Well, there's been talk that Crabtree has had a little of that prima donna attitude, been doing some things the wrong way, and Vernon Davis has already had his run-in with Singletary, and he's going to coach him up.
They've already corrected him.
This is 4th in inches. The toss, and the Chargers are all over it. Great play by Larry English. Number 16 overall last year, and it's a turnover on downs after a great play by the Chargers defense, a loss of 7.
Inside linebacker, 49ers counting on Larry to kind of bite on that fake inside. Larry English not going to bite on the fake.
You've had many a great play as a former Charger linebacker, but why do you run the old flip 90 when you got a guy that's been pounding people straight ahead? As the Chargers put the ball on the ground with Curtis Brinkley.
Well, you know, it's when those offensive coordinators start feeling really cute. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're going to make them look stupid, and what happened? Who looked stupid?
Yeah, a pickup 3 there by Brinkley. Norv Turner said this game is not necessarily about starting positions, but about playing time. We've got 3 to 4 guys, but we need to find out exactly how much they should be on the field. Bullock in trouble. He's been in trouble early tonight, and he just kind of throws that one away. The California Lottery is teaming up with the Chargers to introduce a new Scratchers game with the chance to win up to $20,000. That's right, Billy. I said 20,000.
20,000.
Plus second chance entries for non-winning tickets could get you, get this, VIP road trips, tailgate parties, season tickets, autographed memorabilia, and equipment. I like that equipment part. Stop by your local authorized California Lottery dealer and start scratching. Nice pair of Charger gloves would be in order, I think. You know, some of the NFL equipment issue always looks sweet. 3rd and 7. Quick throw, Davis. And Davis will have the first down. Buster Davis took a hard hit but held on.
And that's what you look for, especially when you're testing a receiver and his mettle. If he holds on during the quick slant, knowing that a linebacker's waiting for him and going to hit him right in the head. nice job by Buster Davis. That shows that he's got the bravery to go in there inside and catch that football with the linebacker in his face.
So that gives the Chargers a little more breathing room as they get closer to midfield. Another throw, another nice catch by Davis, and yes, they'll mark it. No flags are down, and he got both feet down. So Buster Davis now starting to show a little of his mettle, as my partner says. That's good for 14 yards for the former first-round pick back in '07 out of LSU.
Well, you're looking at a guy that so far has 4 catches in the preseason, and he needs to have one of those preseasons of all preseasons. He needs to impress these coaches, show them that he's worth the #1 pick, to keep him around. And this is why you're seeing him play the way he's playing. The guy has really stepped his game up.
And a lot of wide receivers in this team with the holdout of Jackson needing to step up. That ball tipped and nearly intercepted. Travis LeBoy, it looked like he got a hand on it and almost forced the interception. He almost caught it, then one of his teammates almost caught it.
He's a linebacker. You know, he's not a tight end or a wide receiver. He can't be expected to catch those footballs. And they're guys that can't necessarily catch. That's why they put him over at linebacker, defensive end.
But that wasn't the case.
Wilhelm was the same way. Dropped the ball as well.
That wasn't the case for you, though.
Oh, no, I had great hits.
Not only could you catch, you could kick also.
Oh, no.
That's been well documented.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, yes. 2nd and 10. And Volek calls timeout. 49ers not afraid to show pressure here. And, you know, Billy Ray, that's something that we've seen a lot as we wind down the first quarter here. It used to be that teams in the preseason coordinators kept their hand close to the vest, didn't show a lot of their blitzes. But we're seeing a lot of blitzing early on.
Yeah, I think the idea behind it is when you look at what Greg Minuski's doing, you look what Ron Rivera's doing. Look, they know what they're going to get from a Minuski defense, from a Rivera defense. And so there's really no reason to go through the preseason without practicing any of it. And they know that you're going to bring the heat in certain situations. And so why not drill it and get your team more comfortable in those blitzing situations? It makes perfect sense to me.
So the Chargers with 2 timeouts left. Speaking of Minuski, Greg Minuski, the former Chargers linebacker coach, now the defensive coordinator with the 49ers, and a great ad-lib by Volek just to get the ball away. He completes the pass. Brinkley was able to hold on to it, but once again, pressure. Navarro Bowman getting in there.
Yeah, this is an experienced quarterback's move. He knows that he's going to be chased down.
Of the first quarter.
Brinkley doing a good job, although I would probably tell him to go more outside than back into the 3 or 4 linebackers that are chasing him.
Run away from the guys.
Away from those guys.
Other shirts on. So that's the end of the first quarter here in the preseason finale in San Francisco. The 49ers up 7-0. We'll be back for the start of the second right after this. Hey, does Tyrone Green have a skin condition?
I don't know.
Third and 12, the screen to Brinkley, and Brinkley has room. Brinkley inside the 20-yard line. So a great call leads to the Charger first down. A pickup of 25 yards.
And you can see number 53, Navarro Bowman, just bearing down on the quarterback. Beautiful job by Billy Volek, getting the football out of his hands. And I got to tell you, that's exactly what you want on that screen pass. You want that inside linebacker up there and blitzing, and it certainly got the Chargers inside the 20, and they're ready to try to put it in the end zone.
Brinkley, one of those guys on the bubble, as we say, trying to impress any way he can. And a brick wall there. Great play inside. Ricky Jean Francois. No gain on the play.
Francois. Why is it not Jean?
Ricky Jean.
Ricky Jean Francois.
I will ask him after the game.
Because
that's right. Yeah.
Right. Hey, listen, I'm not going to tell the guy how to say his name.
I'm
not telling you how to say it.
I'm not going to tell him how to play football either.
No.
2nd down and 10. Play action bootleg. He's got to beat one man. Ball's free and picked up by Manny Lawson. Manny Lawson tips the ball and intercepts his own tip. That's a play.
That is a play.
We said this Mike Singletary defense would bring it, even if it is the final preseason game. And there's an example of what we're talking about. 49er ball when we come back. Second quarter, in case you missed it, Manny Lawson just tipped the Billy Volek pass and then intercepted the tip and tried to score with it.
And you can see the block missed on Manny Lawson. You have the entire backup offensive line in there, and Billy Volek basically felt like he needed to get rid of the football.
Carr looking for the seam, and he's got it. Dominique Ziegler, second-year man out of Baylor, gets the ball inside the 15-yard line, a pickup of 26.
C.J. Spillman trying to close the distance with him and Antoine Cason. The ball was put right on the money. That's exactly where you need that ball thrown to split the safety and the cornerback, Cason.
Boy, a nice throw by Carr. You can't take that away from him. Cason about a half a yard shy of being able to touch that football. It'll be great field position for the 49ers. They'll go to the run game. And that's Dixon. Dixon has already had a 46-yard touchdown scamper. He's rounded up by Darryl Stuckey, the 4th-round pick out of Kansas. A pickup of 4.
Can a 233-pound running back have a scamper? I think that's too big to scamper.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
Some people question whether or not he had quick feet. And apparently he's got both, a scamper and
got
quick.
Big quick feet. 233 pounds. You got Gore and this guy? The Dixon-Gore combination might be more than most defenses could handle when you get into the regular NFL season. I can tell you that.
They'll go back to Dixon, but let's call it like it is now. Most of the Chargers on the field right now are backups.
Yeah.
And most of the 49ers on the field are starters, including their 2 rookies that are first-round picks. But you look down on that offensive line, and I see guys like David Boss, who's taken over for the injured Eric Heitman. He's a veteran of 6 years, a full-time starter. Chilo Rachel, another starter.
I got you.
This will bring up 3rd and 5, and a timeout called by San Francisco.
This is their first.
So the 3rd and 5, 7-0 San Francisco 49ers threatening to score again. Word contest, our second quarter password. Here it is, Humphreys. Once again, the second quarter password, Humphreys. Be sure and go to CBS8.com to cast your vote. This is a 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Going to the fade, working on Cason. He caught it, but was he out of bounds? Looked like he was. No! They called touchdown. Now they're going to talk about it.
He's out of bounds.
Dominique Ziegler came down with the nice catch, one-handed. But the question is, were his feet inbound?
Throwing on the field is touchdown.
So Tony Corrente says we will stick with the call, touchdown. There's a look again at the replay. He is pushed by Cason, but Norv Turner has thrown out the red challenge flag.
San Diego challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass for a touchdown.
So we are in challenge mode. Tony Corrente will go under the hoodie. And we'll come back and see what he finds. we're in challenge mode here in San Francisco. Tony Corrente, our referee, has gone under the hoodie to get a second, third, fourth, fifth look at this play here that was called a touchdown on the field.
Dominique Ziegler won, and the second step is clearly out of bounds. Antoine Cason doing a nice job keeping the inside perspective, and that, do you really need to replay that?
And the rule was changed about 2 years ago. A player cannot be forced out. So you saw that Cason had the hand on it, but that's not a factor anymore.
Out is out.
Out,
Right?
is out.
Out is out.
Cason in a heated
After
battle.
reviewing the play, the receiver possessed the ball with only 1 foot in bounds. It is an incomplete pass.
We could have saved him the 3.5 minutes, huh?
At the 7-yard line.
So
San Diego will not be charged with a timeout.
So that's a huge play, not speaking in preseason terms, of course, but just in football terms, because now that makes it 4th down, and
they lost 4 points. It's a 4-point swing, buddy.
So this is Joe Nedney coming on. They'll try to put this one through.
And shame on me for saying that this field goal is automatic.
That's right. This will be from about 25 yards out. He makes it look automatic, and it's 3 points. And so with all that, the Chargers, like you said, avoid the 4. And the proper call looking under the hoodie. Well, right now we'd like to bring a very special guest into our booth. San Diego Chargers Vice President, Mr. A.G. Spanos. And A.G., welcome. You've been with us a couple times. You know, this booth thing is easy for you, man. You're ready to start doing play-by-play.
Right.
Hey, listen, opening game coming up for the Chargers. Of course, the open will be Monday night in Kansas City, but the home opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars on the way. A lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm. Tell us what we can expect.
Right. It's a special game for us, September 19th against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, this offseason, we lost 2 very special people, Chargers Hall of Famers, Gary Big Hands Johnson and Don Coryell. We're going to start off the game with a video tribute and moment of silence for both of them. The players are going to be wearing helmet decals in honor of them. I think it's going to be a very warm moment pre-game. Then to get the crowd fired up, we're going to have skydivers and a big flag. And, you know, it's so important. I was talking to you guys earlier about how important home field advantage is. And every time we talk to our players and coaches around the league, you know, it's just critical that we pack our stadium. And there's a lot of tickets available for this game. We have over 11,000 GAs, 2,000 clubs. And we got a long way to go to sell out this game. So we hope people are excited. I feel like the most important, I know what people should be most excited, or are going to be most excited about, and that's seeing Ryan Matthews in a Chargers uniform.
That's right.
It's his first game. I think people are going to look back and say, I was at Ryan Matthews' first game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's had an outstanding preseason. And to follow up on your point there, talking about the fans and the enthusiasm that opening day at home brings, 48 consecutive times that the TV blackout has been lifted for the Chargers at Qualcomm State. That's impressive. That speaks volumes of the Charger fan support.
Absolutely. We're so grateful to, we have the best fans in the NFL in San Diego, and yeah, we want to keep this streak alive. It's a franchise record, 48 games with the blackout lifted. We got it, you know, we're playing the 49ers. We're going for the 49th game in a row, so.
That's right.
Yeah, and listen, Jacksonville has to come a long way. They got to come all the way across the country, and so the Jaguars are going to be there. And listen, it's going to be a chance to get into the home opener, and you know what, show Sam Osgood that he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have gone to Jack. You know what I'm saying? We need to do that. I totally believe in that.
Well, it's interesting talking to North Turner about Ryan Matthews. And he said, I expect a lot of good things from this young man. I expect him now. We kind of looked at each other and said, oh, wait a minute now, Coach, he's a rookie. A lot of pressure. But you know what? The kid has delivered.
Oh, man.
He has looked phenomenal this preseason, and I think everyone's just really anxious to see him, you know, in a real game when it counts. So.
Right.
And when you're 31st or 32nd in rushing, like the Chargers were last year, think how that's going to help the passing game. And Phillip Rivers, and I'm telling you, it's all going to work. Ryan Matthews, just like pushing the reset button 10 years ago on the running back position.
You know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We only got one way to go, and that's up in the running back rushing category. So.
That's right.
And as well as some of the other young players out here tonight, and we talked about Richard Goodman, a guy who on that maybe bubble, proverbial bubble, and he's made some good plays there in the kickoff return game, and also Ajira Tutu. And I was hoping at the beginning of the season he wouldn't make too many plays because I had to say that name every time he made a big play. And of course he lights it on fire. But a couple guys very impressed with. So the Chargers here, 1st and 10. 10 minutes here in the second quarter. And we were talking about, and finally, I guess the 49ers made a substitution there and put in some of the backups. Right. But for a full quarter and a half now, they had their starters in there humming against some of the Chargers' second and third team guys.
But again, I think that's a good thing for this Charger team. I mean, to go up against the San Francisco 49ers, they're starters. The more work you can get out of them after you've put in the seconds and the thirds, I think that's just going to make you a stronger team, better team for the future.
2nd down and 9. Pressure around the outside. Bullock has had to deal with that pressure. Going deep. He's got a man, and it's caught. What a catch.
That's Buster.
And we talk about guys on the bubble. Well, let me say, you said he's having that preseason of all preseason games tonight. And I believe that's his 3rd big catch of the night.
And he needs this.
Absolutely. We expect him to step up and contribute this year, and he's got the talent. We've known that for a long time, so it's great to see him make plays like this, and we expect to see this during the year.
Boy, this is great news for the passing game. Buster Davis comes back, starts catching footballs.
47 yards on the reception. And corrected, that's his 4th reception of the night. That one a little high, and it's intercepted. So Bullock trying to force that one, and Norv says, that's not what we want. Taylor Mays, the 1st-round pick out of USC, comes with money. That's a 2nd-round pick, and he shuts down the chance for the Chargers to score. '49ers in control, and Bullock looking for his man and found Mays instead.
Just kind of pulling up in the pocket and almost kind of basketball shooting the ball over the line of scrimmage.
So a new quarterback for the 49ers, that's Nate Davis. 2nd-year man out of Ball State, 5th-round pick in '09. He shoots this one outside. And AJ, I wanted to ask you, we were talking about the opening day at home there for the Chargers against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and speaking before the game, you mentioned the crowd noise and how the league has said, hey, let's get the crowd noise and the crowd energy back, because for a while they were really tight about what you could do and not do and all that stuff. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, the competition committee, which is comprised of coaches and football ops people, had tightened up the rules to where you couldn't have noise meters, you couldn't put things on the scoreboard like 3rd down, and basically the commissioner realized that, hey, this is a fun game. We need to deliver a great experience for our fans in the stands. We're buying tickets, and basically threw out all those rules. And it's going to be a double-edged sword for us, because when we play on the road, it's going to be louder. All that, which makes it that much more important that we pack our stadium and make it as difficult for the visitors coming to see us. So that's why I'm here trying to encourage people to come out and see us for the home opener.
Yeah, it'll be nice and quiet in Kansas City, most definitely.
Not quite. That is one of the loudest stadiums.
Right. Yeah. They'll be sensitive to your hearing needs there, like they always are.
Yeah.
They're in Minnesota. That's another place that gets ridiculous.
Kansas City will be undefeated at that point too.
Yeah, that's true. You got us.
That's right. Well, AG, thank you very much for joining us here in the booth. We appreciate it, and we can't wait to get to that second week, because that is the home opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as they say, let's bring the noise the best we can.
Rascal.
That's right.
You bet.
All right, thank you guys. Always a pleasure.
All right, AG, thank you. AG Spanos, Vice President, San Diego Chargers, getting a shout out there to everyone and
timeout, San Francisco.
letting the Charger fans know to come out in full force and bring your voice. The league says it's okay to go nuts. Timeout by the 49ers, and yeah, I think it's clear that 49ers kept the starters in there, and the Chargers got a lot of second teamers and third teamers that are, to add insult to it, they're trying to make the team, so you're already on pins and needles to begin with. Don't forget the Chargers home opener for the regular season, Sunday, September 19th, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kickoff is set for 1:15 p.m. For tickets, call 1-877-CHARGERS or log on to chargers.com. So Nate Davis at the helm for the San Francisco 49ers. He'll throw that one inside, nearly intercepted. Antoine Applewhite looked to be the closest receiver, so to speak.
Well, Jason Hill was trying to come inside, and that's who Nate Davis was looking for. But Antoine Applewhite makes another play in addition to the 3 sacks that he has this preseason. I'm telling you, I like this kid, a big body linebacker, and even though he is kind of on the large size, he does a nice job moving around the field, very smooth.
Applewhite from Narbonne High School in the Los Angeles area. He was out 15 games last year with a hamstring tear. So to see him come around this year early in the preseason is nice. Going up deep, flags are down. Ziegler catches it, but that one's out of bounds. Or maybe we should wait and see how they call it.
You better hold on.
We've already had one controversial call, so to speak, that was overturned.
A little illegal contact at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal use of the hands of the face, defense number 31. 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's on Nate Vasher. Vasher brought in to compete along with Antoine Cason for the void left by Antonio Cromartie.
Nice pressure by the linebackers, bringing it with the defensive line. And that normally means man-to-man coverage out there on the corners. That time it was Ziegler with the win.
They go back to the run game in Dixon. You're going to get a good look tonight right now at Cam Thomas, the 5th-round pick, one of 2 5th-round picks. Thomas at nose tackle. And that nose tackle spot has really been by committee and rotation, and they may just go into the regular season as such.
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, when you have basically the same kind of talent level across the board, and you can keep them all fresh by rotating them in and out, I think Ron Rivera has come across a great way to extend the stamina of this defensive front.
He's flanked by Vaughn Martin. And there's another breakout by the guy who we shouldn't call quick-footed, or I can't remember what was the other thing I called him. Let's just call it a first down. James Holt finally secures the tackle. Scamper, yeah, that's it.
Scamper, yeah. And what you see here is Ogemdi Nwabo gets, you can see the hold right there on his right shoulder as the offensive lineman allows the running back, Dixon, to get by and get up the field again.
17 yards for Dixon. Dixon making people miss.
Yeah, by running over them.
So the 49ers set up shop on the other side of the 50. They'll go with the lead again. And that time going backwards. Nice play inside. Seiler is there, along with Cam Thomas, the guy we just talked about.
This is just force versus force. It's the defensive line and linebackers getting to the hole before the running back does and shutting the play down. That's the way you draw it up. Unfortunately, it rarely happens that way.
2nd down and 9. Chargers defense not happy with the 129 yards rushing in 3 quarters that they gave up last week against the New Orleans Saints. Too many big plays. They want to shut that down. Going inside, intercepted, no! And it most certainly should have been. Brandon Hughes had the ball, then dropped it, and there's an injured 49er.
Brandon did a great job coming inside on the quick slant route. and just can't get his fingers around the football. Oh, that's the most frustrating thing in the world.
And that's Jason Hill, number 89, who's down on the ground. He stopped before he even finished the route.
I wonder if he might have taken a finger to the eye or something like that.
I found that to be the most efficient way to slow receivers down.
Did you really? Not that you did it yourself, of course, because it's against the rules.
I can't recall.
No.
I
But
just can't.
you know other teammates and people around the league that did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That would be kind of like you peeling back on offensive linemen during an interception. You just don't recall some of the stuff you did out there.
That's true.
But good news as Hill is up on his feet walking off the field.
Right.
And Brandon Hughes, second-year man out of Oregon State. He is in a tough fight along with Dante Hughes and a few others for that fourth and maybe fifth cornerback spot, which generally ends up being a special team spot in the secondary. This is a 3rd and 9. Pressure on the outside. They pick it up. Davis on the hoof, and he's short of the first down. Run out of bounds there by Brandon Seiler. Well, Brandon Seiler now showing a little speed, forcing the run out of bounds just shy of the first down. A pickup of 6, though.
Chargers bring 5 to put a little pressure on the quarterback, and really credit to the coverage down the field because Nate Davis still can't
to the
find.
face. Offense number 75.
Still can't find a receiver down the field.
Repeat 3rd down.
A late flag there. Alex Boone gets called for the hands to the face. I guess that can happen when you're the tallest member of the 49ers. 6'7".
Oh, 330 pounds.
Mike Singletary vowed to get better up front from his offensive line, and it looks as though he's taking some steps in that direction. 3rd and 19. Davis on the run, throws, and it's incomplete. Great coverage down the field.
I can't really tell who he threw it to on that particular play, but it actually landed almost exactly between 2 different 49er receivers, so I think he just split the difference.
Ogimbi Nwabo, second-year man out of Michigan State, was applying the pressure. Nwabo bouncing back after a concussion last week against the New Orleans Saints. So Jeremy Williams will be back deep to return the punt. He lets it go, and it's down at the 5-yard line. Michael Robinson showing why he's an asset to this team, hustling down on special teams to down the punt, 44 yards on the kick.
And I think we've all seen this style of punting. It normally produces a football that has that kind of that backspin, like a pitching wedge.
Darren Bennett used to call it the L wedge, right?
Absolutely right. It's a Darren Bennett style, and 49ers implementing that particular strategy, and it works to a charm.
So 1st and 10, 3:45 here to play in the first half. The bounce outside and a nice move. Brinkley almost made a great play there, but Navarro Bowman is standing right in the hole to secure the tackle.
Sees the daylight outside after the handout and handoff. Brinkley takes it. Just a step away, I think, from making something huge out of that play.
Billy Ray, it would appear that the running back situation is fairly worked out for this team. It seems as though guys like, of course, Sproles and Ryan Matthews, who has played well, as they throw that one outside, that's complete for Randy McMichael.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 50. Threw a forearm into the back of the quarterback. This 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
So that's a big chunk of yardage going against Dyrell Briggs, second-year man out of Bowling Green, the linebacker. But getting back to my point, Billy Ray, I'll get back to my point after you talk about this replay.
Exactly right. I mean, it's one of those things where I mean, you have to realize
back in our day, that was a good play.
You can't hit the quarterback late in the National Football League. You can't, not even a little late.
Not even a little late.
Tyrell, you just can't do that.
And definitely don't go to the head because you're going to call you for it every time. So play action, throwback screen, and it's bobbled. Brinkley had it, tried to run before he actually got the football, and that never seems to work out. But going back to the running back situation, you've got Hester, Tolbert, they're entrenched.
Right.
And, Chambray, McNeil, not sure about that situation. Maybe one spot open between the running back core.
No, I agree. I mean, when you have a guy like Darren Sproles that it's going to be handling a good deal of the return work.
Yeah.
Got Ryan Matthews, who looks like he's just going to reset the entire running back position for another decade for the San Diego Chargers. I think basically you're not really worrying about the running back position other than to provide some depth that can also double as some help on special teams.
Second down throw complete to Jeremy Williams. You just saw Jeremy Williams back on the punt. Now that's the coaching staff saying, okay, we're going to give you every opportunity to make a play. Kind of like what you've seen Buster Davis do tonight.
Right, yeah, I think Buster Davis has come through. Jeremy Williams, Ajira Tutu as well. I mean, these guys have to make an impact tonight.
Quick throw, the 49er defense all over it. That one.
Well, that looked like Michael might have been the guy to go to, too.
Yeah. That
Michael was clear going to the corner.
That intended for Latsko. The 49ers all around, so they'll bring on the punt team. And the new punter for the Chargers, Glenn Pakolak. He comes in, signed this week, 10 games last year with the Saints and Redskins. He's a left-footed punter, primarily brought in to give Cyphers a break, but also to get used to Dustin Colquitt, who punts for the Kansas City Chiefs as a lefty. And that's Phillip Adams. Adams gets around the corner, got upfield, and cut down around the 33-yard line.
Chris Wilson doing a nice job getting down there and making that tackle.
Do what you can do.
That's right.
Do it now. And that's a 2-minute warning. 2-yard line. We are under the 2-minute warning. The 49ers with 1 timeout left. The Chargers with 2. Nate Davis is at the helmet quarterback. He'll go from the gun. Throw outside. It's complete. Ted Ginn Jr. and Jr. at about midfield. Finally brought down by Brandon Hughes.
Did you see?
A pickup of 14. Nice rush on the outside there.
Yeah, the get off from Brandon Lang looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Sure did. They're back on the ball quick. They find a hole. And that's at the 45-yard line. That's Nate Byam. 6th-round pick out of Pittsburgh. No huddle, back on the ball. Quick throw to Dixon. And Dante Hughes is all over him. A loss of 1 on the play. Nice play by Hughes. Davis going outside. That's Bobby Guillory, a rookie free agent out of Central Missouri. Boy, Nate Davis now coming with a pretty quick tempo here. Chargers a little late lining up. Throw, intercepted. Brandon Seiler with the pick.
And
so
it was
Nate Davis.
Byam, and Nate Byam was bobbling the football, and Seiler does a great job. And by the way, I mean, really the presence of mind to know that this ball is up in the air to take it away from the tight end. Great play.
Yeah, see, you're right, that ball bobbled there by Byam, and Seiler right there to make the perfect play.
Yeah, I don't know that you could look at the quarterback on this one. I think it might be
no. That's
Byam's fault. Yeah, he's going to have to own up to that one.
So Volek will take over. Ball at about the 36-yard line. He's under pressure again. Quick throw. It's complete. That's Brinkley, and Brinkley wrestled down at the 45-yard line.
Timeout.
And a timeout is called by the Chargers. They've got one left.
30-second timeout.
Boy, more pressure on Volek. I don't know that he anticipated this kind of pressure going into the final preseason game.
Well, I'm sure that he's mentioning that to his offensive line. It was like, fellas, listen, you know, I'd really appreciate just a little help. Just a little.
You saw Cameron Stevenson there, the right tackle, trying to get a little help there, working on Khalif Mitchell. Mitchell coming with the spin move, and before you know it, he was in Volek's face, along with Bowman.
Okay, now they've got a tight end. They have Randy McMichael in the backfield, so maybe they'll be able to shore up the protection there.
2nd and 2, but that's one less guy you can get out into the route, and that one nearly intercepted. What a great break on the ball.
But I got to tell you, Mike Singletary is bringing the house.
Tremaine Brock.
Take a look. I mean, this is we're talking about crosses and dogs and blitzes and just bringing it. Nice job by the offensive line in that situation, though, giving the quarterback the time to get the ball out.
Tremaine Brock fighting for an extra spot on this roster, as you can tell. He's a rookie free agent out of Belhaven. Not exactly a household name, top 10 college. Boy, he made a top 10 play there. 3rd and 2. Pressure inside again. Wilhelm was there. It's caught. That's Josh Reed, a guy who's been very quiet this preseason. He picks up 6,
timeout.
Moves the chains, and
San
a
Diego.
final timeout.
This is their 3rd and final timeout
by the Chargers.
of the first
Michael Lewis on the tackle.
30-second timeout.
This is what you think of. You think of the guy sitting in the slot, using the veteran experience that Josh Reed has to find that open spot on the field, get open enough to catch that first down pass.
And the Chargers now up front. They're going with the 3rd teamers, as we've already mentioned. Brady Bond, rookie free agent out of Oklahoma State. He's at the right tackle spot. Cameron Stevenson, I misspoke, he's actually at the right guard position. Ryan McDonald at the center spot. Jeff Hansen, a rookie free agent out of Montana State, at left guard, and Green at the left tackle. Brinkley with a nice spin move and squeezes across the 45-yard line of the 49ers. And that will be the last play of the half. No shot to the end zone. Play it relatively safe, and the 49ers will go in with the lead. 10-zip. A lot of pressure on that man, Billy Volek, as he's been going against most of the #1 crew for the San Francisco 49ers. That's the half here at Candlestick Park. 49ers up 10-zip. Don't forget, coming up at the half, a special interview with Antoine Cason about nailing down the right cornerback spot. The 3rd quarter here in the preseason finale, but first let's take a look back at first half highlights. And it was all 49ers, and they got it going with their rookie 6th-round pick out of Mississippi State. Anthony Dixon, he gashes through the Chargers for 46 yards and pay dirt.
Doesn't look like a 4th-round pick or a 5th-round pick. That's a great run.
And talking about great plays, Manny Lawson picking off his own deflection. And then David Carr looked sharp all night long, that time hitting Dominic Ziegler. And Nedney tacks on the 3. The touchdown in the end zone was wiped out after the replay showed that clearly 2 feet were not in bounds for Ziegler. So the 49ers will get the ball here. Novak kicked it off. And the return there by Kevin Juravich. And they'll spot it at about the 28-yard line. And a quick look, Billy Ray, at your first half numbers.
I mean, kind of shocking, a little surprising. The Chargers come out on top in total yardage.
Yeah. And that shows you what stats can be worth sometimes, right?
That's exactly right.
And the order of the day, the word of the night thus far for the Chargers offense has been pressure. But I'm not so sure that Norv Turner is too concerned about it, as we keep mentioning, and for good reason. It's been the ones against the twos and threes for most of the night. Thus the reason that Volek has been under so much pressure. So Nate Davis stays in at quarterback, and he'll open up the second half with a handoff. He'll get that one to Michael Robinson. Davis has come under a little bit of a fire here in San Francisco, or at least been called out somewhat by head coach Mike Singletary.
Hands to the face, defense number 91. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Hands to the face by Ogemdi Nwabo.
You know, it's kind of funny, but Mike Singletary, the head coach here, has come out and really talked it up about the starter, about Alex Smith, and couldn't feel better for a guy than Alex Smith as far as what he's had to go through to really become an NFL quarterback and a successful one. But as far as Mike Singletary talking up his other quarterbacks, that's not going to happen. At this point in of the game, he's not, just absolutely thrilled. When you look at David Carr and Nate Davis, just not real happy about it.
And I can understand why. I mean, finally for Alex Smith, after a rough road into the NFL, he's back on the field.
How many systems did he have to learn?
He went through Marks for one system and 2 other coordinators. He's had to learn a different system every year.
Oh, man.
He's been named the full-time starter. He's taking tonight off. He went through Sean Hill last year, 2 years ago, and JT O'Sullivan, as that ball was thrown outside and incomplete. Nice coverage on the play there.
And Nate Bynum
Stuckey
not being able to come up with the football. Good to see Stuckey out on the field.
I was just going there. Right. Stuckey, the 4th-round pick out of Kansas now. A lot of people projected him to be the starter as they continuously look there for that guy at the strong safety spot.
You know, I just love the way that it's kind of a group of safeties that have different talents and that can be used to basically exploit the weaknesses on the offensive side. You don't have 2 starting safeties. You have 3 or 4 starting safeties, maybe 5.
3rd down and 11. Pressure on Davis, and Davis goes down. Sack. Nwabo. So Nwabo makes amends for that penalty, hands to the face that cost 15, and he helps get the Charger defense off the field.
And it shows you what happens when you have pressure applied to the quarterback and you just keep working. Ogemdi Nwabo just keeps working up the football field, and Davis runs right into his arms. Nice job by the contained pressure, and it forces him right up into Ogemdi's arms.
Chargers looking for the fill-in of that void there at nose tackle with Jamal Williams being
it's always
gone.
what those defensive linemen do, where they're over there talking about.
And Williams goes back, but we've got 2 flags. You're talking about the late Charger running on the field there for the punt return team. Keaton Christick, 3rd-team linebacker for the 49ers with the tackle, but let's check the penalty. 50 yards on the punt.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 41. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's C.J. Spillman, 2nd-year man out of Marshall, the free agent last year. Got caught trying to do a little too much. Yeah, when the jersey comes down over the shoulder pad, that usually means that you grab something. Remember, this is for $250, a gift certificate from Donovan's Circle of Fifths. Here it is. You ready, Billy Ray?
Ready.
Powder blue. I'll say it again. Powder blue. The first one was Gilman. Second one was Humphreys. Third one, powder blue. Be sure and go to CBS8.com in the 4th quarter and vote for that $250 gift certificate. You are not eligible. You know too much. Pickup of 5, new quarterback Jonathan Crompton, the 2nd, 5th-round pick, and a gash there for Brinkley. Brinkley across the 30, just shy of the 35-yard line. His best run of the night brought down by Reggie Smith a pickup of 11.
Doing a nice job by Jeff Hansen, number 64. Yeah, you know what? On a draw play like that, you let the defensive lineman take himself out of the play, and that's exactly what happened. Nice break by Curtis Brinkley. Very, very sharp.
And Brinkley will get the call again. So Brinkley starting to wake up. Brinkley across the 40-yard line. Phillip Adams finally brings him down. So a pickup of 8.
And as you're watching the young offensive line, made up of reserves, it's really a kind of a chance to see what's going to be in the Chargers' offensive future. You know, these are the guys that are going to provide the depth for Norv and the starting offensive line. And I think it's a very important part of this team, and they look like they're doing a pretty doggone good job of it.
3 runs in a row, 3 huge chunks of yardage for Brinkley. 14, so he's gone 11, 8, 14. He's kind of liking his yard per carry average, and after that, you got to get on the sideline and get some air. Many of you will remember Brinkley, a shooting victim last July in his hometown of Philadelphia. Had to recover from that, but boy, what a career he had at Syracuse. They switch it up. They'll give it to Sean Bray McNeil, the rookie free agent out of SMU. And McNeil will say, well, now that Brinkley's ripped off 3 great runs, I've got to try to get a little of that.
Yeah. And the defense responds by stacking the box, and I don't know that complaining is really going to help you very much.
No, not at this point. But going back to Brinkley, what a nice senior year he had at Syracuse. 1,664 yards rushing as a senior, ranked 5th all time at Syracuse. We've had some great running backs come out of Syracuse. And that's McNeil again. Talking about Ernie Davis, you're talking about Jim Brown, where they've been able to. When you're ranked 5th at Syracuse, that makes the NFL scouts say, wait a minute, let me take a closer look at this kid. But now, if I'm Brinkley, I've taken my rest, get back on that field. So the Chargers in the backfield will go with Latsko and McNeil. Give to McNeil,
nice
and McNeil almost got out of there as he pushes just inside the 49 or 35-yard line. Wilhelm with the tackle.
Quick feet, you can take a look here. Very nice juke there, and then, oh boy, if he can just pull that 1 foot away from the defender, he's still running. Very nice run. Larry Zonka?
Yeah. Talking about the lineage of Syracuse running backs as we continued our discussion of Brinkley, but now it looks as though McNeil starts to get it going. Play action. Ball is loose. Let's see who recovered. Knocked out. Navarro Bowman was able to get a hand on the ball, but the Chargers retained possession.
Crompton gets a little pressure, and boy, that's tough. I mean, when you are part of the play action fake and assigned to block that blitzing inside linebacker, you know, that's difficult. Because you want to sell the play action part of it, but at the same time, you have to get out of there. You've got to retreat all of a sudden and block that linebacker.
Pressure again, and the throwdown.
There is no foul for intentional grounding as the ball was passed to number 40. Number 40.
Dyrell Briggs on hot pursuit of Jonathan Crompton. Crompton very alertly knowing the rules and throwing that bad boy down.
Very alertly knowing the rules. How about not wanting to get crushed? How about that? How about just survival?
So Brinkley's had enough of Sean Bray McNeil's action. He checks back in. They'll keep Wilson in the backfield to protect. Movement early. Looked like the left side came.
False start. Offense. Number 67. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's Ryan Otterson, the rookie free agent out of Wyoming. He went a little early.
And you normally see that from young offensive linemen, especially when they're up against an aggressive defensive front that happened to be bringing a lot of heat on the quarterback.
Billy Ray, as you look at this offensive line, and clearly the front five really across the board, I think it's solid and it's set. But after this play, give me your thoughts on how many you think they'll keep. Going up deep, and it's well covered. Intended for a year or two, was at a nice preseason. And again, Matt Wilhelm on the pressure. How do you see the offensive line shaping up in terms of how many they keep?
You know, I think it's going to be 9-10 guys. I think you have to have the kind of depth that normally it will take a National Football League team. Well, you got to have, I would say 10. And I think that they have some really quality young players right now that they can actually groom into someday becoming a starter in this league. It's exactly what you want out of your depth.
So Pakalak tries to kill this one inside the 5. He's unsuccessful. And it will be a touchback and 49er ball in the 20 when we come back. 45 yards on the punt. Still nothing for the San Diego Chargers. 49ers jumped out to a 10-0 lead, and they have held on to it. Some big plays by their defense, a lot of pressure. The Chargers have made a change at quarterback. Jonathan Crompton will most likely take it from here on in. Nate Davis remains at quarterback for the 49ers. Play action, pressure, quick throw outside. And that's J.U. Kalkrick, first-year man out of Michigan State, with a nice gain on first down. He picks up 17 yards. Ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line. The draw to Michael Robinson. And Robinson squeezes across the 40-yard line. Seiler has been all over the field tonight. And there's no shortage of active linebackers in the Chargers linebacking core. Pick up a 4.
Well, you don't last as a Charger, certainly a linebacker, unless you're very active in Ron Rivera's defense. I think that the linebackers are there to put pressure on the quarterback, along with the safeties. Between the two of them, they can confuse the offensive line and then get pressure on the quarterback pretty much anytime they want to. 2nd down and 6.
The throw inside, knocked away, done very nicely by Brandon Hughes. And Hughes, one of the two Hugheses that are fighting it out for a spot on the roster. Right now, let's go down to the Charger bench and bring in a guy who got going early here tonight. The human dance machine, you know what I'm talking about, Mike Tolbert. Hey, Mike, what's going on, man?
How you guys doing, man?
Do you like dance machine over battering ram? Because you can basically pick between the two.
I'd rather be battering ram.
Right.
I'd rather be known for football than dancing.
And, of course, my reference is to his end zone dance.
Yep.
The stanky, is it the stanky leg?
The stanky leg.
The stanky leg, yeah, man. It's kind of fresh. But anyway, tonight, you got off to a quick start, and I thought you were going to just take the game over. 6 carries for 37 yards rushing, and 2 receptions for 13 yards. You came out and you were feeling good early.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I got the nod earlier that I was going to start, and a couple guys were going to sit down, so I wanted to just make a statement that I could play the position. So.
How do you feel, Mike, having another kid from Coastal Carolina? I mean, that doesn't happen in the National Football League, does it?
Not at all. It's only 5 of us in the league, so to have another one on my team and a friend of mine that I could actually just relax with and chill with every day is a good thing. Go, baby.
And Mike, check this out.
Go, baby.
That's Jeremy Williams with 20 yards to go. And he'll get it. Touchdown Chargers, no flags down.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Oh, man.
That was some great play-by-play, Mike.
Hey, that's a good dude. He's been looking good all camp.
He can do it, right?
Yeah, most definitely. He's been looking good all camp.
49 yards on the punt, 89 yards on the return for a touchdown by Jeremy Williams.
There's 1, there's 2.
Look how smooth he runs.
Nobody can bring him down. 3, and the punter just gives up.
Yeah,
4, and Number 5 just gives up. Nice run back.
Novak for the extra point, and finally 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Chargers get on the board. It's a 3-point game. Mike, hold on, man. We'll be right back. Stanky leg and all. 9-yard punt return for the man that finished 4th in Tulane history in receiving. That may not make headlines, but I'll tell you what, he made some noise with that play. And what is a very tight wide receiver race for some of the young kids, at least, to make the team. They're looking for a few extra ones, and that's a big step. And that's Kevin Juravich with a marker down at the 25-yard line. Juravich pushes out just past the 20. Billy Latsko hustling down for the tackle.
During the return of the kick, illegal block back. Receiving team number 50. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Dyrell Briggs pushing the 49ers back. More Mike Tolbert when we come back. 3-point game here in San Francisco. And touchdown for Jeremy Williams. And you know, Mike Tolbert has been rumored to want to get into play-by-play. Check it out.
Actually, just relax with and chill with every day is a good thing. Go, baby.
And Mike, check this out.
Go, baby.
That's Jeremy Williams with 20 yards to go. And he'll get it. Touchdown Chargers, no flags down. And that was nice. He flipped over real smooth like to cheer on his teammate. Going deep. He's got a man, but it's well covered and intercepted.
That's my boy.
Hey, can I just say that whenever we're on with Mike, good things happen, and we should keep him as the third part of our broadcast?
Hey, I'm all for it.
Is that good?
Yes,
right?
sir. I'm all for it.
Because it's working so far, baby.
So that ball picked off by a man who just showed up here in town, Fred Bennett, just signed this week. Pulled in off waivers from the Houston Texans. What a way to say hello. Fred Bennett just got off the bus. Just signed off waivers from the Houston Texans, a 4th-year man out of South Carolina. Number 29 there, he's hidden on the other side. Originally a 4th-round pick by the Texans in '07. And when the Texans drafted 4 corners in the last 2 years, well, the writing was pretty much on the wall for him. But what a way to come in and get on the good side of the coaching staff, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say that his timing is absolutely perfect.
Going up top, and there's a marker. Intended for Ajira Tutu. And this one could be a pass interference against the 49ers.
Could be on Ajira Tutu as well.
Pass interference, defense number 26. Automatic down.
That's Tremaine Brock. But what a third quarter it has been for the San Diego Chargers. Nothing all game long, and then one big play here, and then that kicked up the play of Brinkley. He started running the ball. Speaking of Brinkley, there he is. Derek Walker on the tackle. Well, the Chargers had to make a couple moves this past week, and this is what they did. They cut Banks, Gary Beckwith, Grimes, and Marcus Mason, thus further thinning out the running back core.
I think a lot of people were surprised when they let Ryan Bain go.
Long time vet there, right? Going deep again, backdoor throw, and it's caught. Wow. Jeremy Williams is making a night of it. Working on Carl Pema. That's good for 29 yards, and the ball is inside the 5.
And if you're waiting for one of those wide receivers to go ahead and step up and take advantage of this opportunity to impress the coaches, I think you might have just found your guy. Jeremy Williams making another play.
They'll put it on the ground, up and over for the touchdown is Brinkley. So with the quick snap and the quick reset, Brinkley goes over the top. and the Chargers will take the lead.
That's just one more than the other guy. I got to tell you something.
Yeah, thanks.
That is, yeah, I do. Nice job by the offensive line getting the push, but that's all. I'm sorry, that's Brinkley. Love the effort.
So Nick Novak adds the extra point, and all of a sudden, just like that, the Chargers take the lead by 4 after trailing for 3 quarters. And it's all the result of one play, and they say this, one play can make the difference in the game and spark a team, and Jeremy Williams sparked the team with his 93-yard punt return. Well, that was very Walter Payton-like. Came down on his head, got the ball across the plane, and it's touchdown. Furthering the conversation about the receiving core for the Chargers, what does this now do to a guy like Josh Reed, who Wolf Turner told us today, Josh is an inside guy.
Yeah.
We've had him outside. That's not his thing. That's why his production has been low. But does one game make that big of a difference like we talked about in the open?
Well, I think luckily for Josh, he has a body of work.
That's right.
I mean, he does. He has his years in the National Football League that can speak to his experience and how he'll react in certain situations. So I don't think Josh Reed necessarily needs to go out there and say, well, look, this is what I can do for you, because he's already been doing it for 8 years in the National Football League. Josh Reed, I think, is going to be one of those guys that the Chargers, they can count on and throw into the lineup at any moment during the season and have him produce.
Kevin Jurovich takes the ball to the 26-yard line before he's hit hard. And so the Chargers defense, a defense that's been playing at a 10-point deficit all night long, all of a sudden, they've got 4 points at their back. 4 points of a lead, I should say. Full house backfield. They'll go with the quick throw, but great pressure by Applewhite, and Applewhite forces the errant throw.
Almost has his 4th sack of the year, of the preseason, that is. Antoine Applewhite just having a phenomenal
late marker.
Yeah.
See him here. Stays back home, huh? Well, that's got to be a bad feeling for a linebacker when you've been taught all year long, okay, don't chase anything across the ball. You've got bootleg, right? Is that what they say?
Yes,
got bootleg.
You got the boot. But I tell you what, it's a much worse feeling for that quarterback.
At the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 59. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal. The down will roll to 2nd down.
That's a big penalty now against the 49ers. That's going to be 15 big ones against Cody Wallace. So Wallace will cost his team yardage. You say that it's a much worse feeling for the quarterback with that big-eyed look. You've got a man staring you in the face, and you've got no place to throw the football. 2nd and 23. They'll go with the safe play, the draw. Robinson tried to spin out of it, but Applewhite is there again.
And actually, Brandon Seiler has a shot to make that play in the backfield. Robinson doing a great job of getting away from Seiler and actually turning into a positive play. These Charger linebackers are going to be active. They're going to be everywhere. And when Ron Rivera gets them started as far as blitzing and dogging the quarterback and run blitzes and so forth, they're going to be making plays in the backfield.
Giles Tucker, Holt, Seiler, and Applewhite will round out your 4. They'll bring Tucker along with pressure inside, and it's dropped. Cam Thomas was coming right down the pipe. And there's an example of why you need your nose guard, your nose tackle, to be able to get inside pressure. I know it was a quick screen type throw, but still.
I also think that, James Holt did a nice job. The inside linebacker doing a nice job, and really probably keeping clean because of the work being done by the 3 in front of him, 3 defensive linemen, keeping those inside linebackers clean.
Now let's see if Andy Lee gives Williams another one. Jeremy Williams took the last one back 93. All he needs is one block here, and he won't get it. He's wrangled up at about the 28-yard line. So no such magic this time around. Mike Balogun hustles down for the tackle. 54 yards on the punt, 4 yards on the return. And
well, we didn't have Tolbert watching from the sidelines.
Mike Tolbert was good luck. He's commentating.
Total good luck.
And Mike had to he was whisked away to take care of more important matters like football matters. So with 2:55 remaining in the third quarter, the Chargers now sporting a 4-point lead in the preseason finale. They'll go to the ground game. Sean Bray McNeil, he'll spell Brinkley. You know, Billy Ray, this whole Marcus McNeil discussion with the holdout and all that kind of stuff, there was a lot of talk as to whether or not Brandon Dombrowski, who's nursing a bad neck and back tonight, whether or not he could hold up, whether or not he could survive against some of the tackles and good defensive ends around the league. There's a throw outside, that's complete to Williams. And he did a pretty darn good job, first off going up against Julius Peppers in the opener. Then the second game against Dallas and DeMarcus Ware. And in the third game down in New Orleans, Bobby McCray in a very loud, ruckus environment. Just brings back shades of Jason Ball a few years back when Ball held out, and I guess maybe he thought the Chargers didn't have anybody to replace him.
Right.
But he was wrong. They had a guy like Nick Hardwick. And there's a sack. Bruce Davis, second-year man out of UCLA, coming around the corner. Crompton holding that ball a little too long.
Well, yeah, certainly when you find yourself on your back after being thrown down to the ground, just a little bit too long. But he was probably waiting for those receivers to come open, and in this case he wasn't finding anybody.
A loss of 10 on the play. Draw, McNeil, nowhere. Walker on the tackle with 3 others. The California Lottery is teaming up with the San Diego Chargers to introduce a new Scratchers game with a chance to win up to $20,000. Plus, second chance entries for non-winning tickets could get you VIP road trips, tailgate parties, season tickets, autographed memorabilia, and equipment. Stop by your local authorized California Lottery dealer and start scratching. You don't have to have an itch to scratch on this one and win. 3rd and 19.
Start scratching. I like that.
Tolbert back in the game. Forget the commentating for us. He's back on the field. There's Brinkley. Brinkley heading north, but will be well shy of first down yardage.
Khalif Mitchell just misses making a great play. I mean, he sniffs it out. He gets over there. He knows that the screen's going to be thrown and just comes up inches short. Brinkley's having quite a night.
Yes, he is.
Great effort plays out there for the Charger offense.
I would say that he's done just about everything he can do
of the third quarter
to get the attention of the coaches to say, hey, give me one more shot. And don't forget, if a guy gets cut here, there is an opportunity to be placed on the practice squad. They'll keep 8 men for the practice squad. 53 regular man roster, 45 game day, 8 in the practice squad. That's the end of the third, and that's enough numbers for me. Pakalak punted away, ball rolled dead at about the 18-yard line, and that's where the 49ers will set up shop.
Hey, Pakalak. Don't be punting until we get the camera on you. You know what I'm saying? Huh. Come on, Pakalak.
That's branding and merchandising, right?
Well, I mean, we want to make sure we bring every play.
Maybe that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so 1st and 10, ball at the 18. Nate Davis will hand it off. That's Michael Robinson. Nice play coming around the corner on the outside there. Derek Jones getting some action there tonight. First-year man out of Grand Valley State. You know, Billy Ray, there's that thin line if you're a guy on the bubble between making a great play and screwing things up real bad trying to make a great play. I've seen it go both ways.
Yes.
And some guys figure, well, what the heck? I'm probably out of here anyway. So I might as well blitz when I'm supposed to drop and
no.
and do all that kind of got to make a play. And around the corner with a nice run is Robinson.
That's what happens when you blitz when you're not supposed to blitz. See there? It's a perfect example.
Spillman finally calf roped him, but Robinson got 20 yards. A good cut block up top.
Yeah, doing a nice job leading the fullback, pulling the guard outside, and just getting in everybody's way. The linebacker's flow was totally disrupted. Couldn't catch up to the running back.
So that will reset it on the 1st and 10. The quick throw outside, incomplete. Bennett, who's already intercepted one tonight with nice coverage there.
And Bobby Guillory had a chance to make a catch. And I mean, this is, hey Bobby, seriously,
hey Bobby.
Yeah, you might want to catch a couple of these things. This is the last preseason game. You need some film to take with you.
It's going to bring up the 2nd down and 10. Throw across the middle and another drop for Byam. Nate Byam, the tight end. He dropped one earlier that led to an interception by Brandon Seiler and can't find the handle on that one.
Not exactly sure. I think this is more the quarterback. And Byam is pretty much laying out. I think Nate Davis needs to do a better job getting that ball. Hit me in the numbers.
Should be an easy throw, just a turn around outside. That's a pitch and catch.
It's not supposed to be that difficult.
3rd and 10. Pressure inside. Chargers bring the pressure. They pick it up. That time Byam holds on. And it's a 49er first down as he works across midfield. Antoine Applewhite.
Nice play by Applewhite. You don't want to let the bring that kind of pressure and just have receivers running wide open down the football field. Antoine Applewhite does a nice job, as well as Spillman.
At the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 59. This 15-yard penalty will go from the end of the play, and it'll roll to 4th down.
Boy, that's 2 big 15-yarders now on Cody Wallace. He's got 30 yards worth of love tonight.
I don't know that it's going to necessarily be love when he gets to the sideline. Oh, Cody. Big old 300-pounder. Yeah, he runs away from Mike Singletary. Texas Aggie. Texas A&M University. Not that it has anything to do with
not that
getting
that
flagged.
Right,
no,
right. So now the officials talk it over, possibly about the timing on the clock here as we get underway in the 4th quarter. Tony Corrente and his staff. Tony Corrente very thorough.
Seems like they're really getting emotional.
There's a correction on the play. San Francisco had earned a first down. After the 15-yard penalty, brought back 15 yards. It'll be first down and 10 yards to gain.
Okay, so explained there by Tony Corrente very nicely. So it was a first down. You tack on the yardage. You move them back, but they still keep the first down.
Huh.
The final cut-down date coming up in the NFL this Saturday by 1 o'clock. All teams must be down to the 53-man weekly roster. Another penalty. They hand it off to Michael Robinson. Bennett getting into it. And then pushing and shoving going on. Hey, Bennett feels good. Get off the plane, get an interception. Why not? Does Bennett now factor in? I'll wait for Tony.
Illegal shift, offense. This penalty is declined. The result of the play, 2nd down.
Does Bennett now factor in Billy Ray as a guy who can get into that starting corner mix along with Kaysen and Vasher?
Well, no, I mean, he's going to be one of the guys they use in packages.
Yeah,
right?
I know that for sure, yeah. But it just doesn't look like either one of those guys has blown it open as far as the lockdown corner spot over there on the right side. 2nd and long, looking to throw screen, didn't develop. Another flag. Boy, it's just turning into a laundry fest here. Davis pushes it out of bounds, but we'll talk about it again and give you a chance to talk about that last question.
When I see Bennett out there wearing number 29, wasn't that Michael Bennett's?
Sure was.
Number.
Yeah,
now think about how economical this Charger team is.
Illegal contact, defense number 94. This penalty will be assessed from the previous spot.
How much money do they save?
Automatic 1st down.
I mean, you have to be economical when you can. Yeah. And in this particular situation, to be able to say, wait a second, wasn't there a guy, Bennett? What number was he? 29?
Right.
And this guy's a corner. They can wear 29. Get those Bennett jerseys out.
Okay. So
don't tell him it was, another guy's jersey.
Okay. I think I'm following you. Maybe not. 1st and 10. And Davis is hot. Timeout. San Francisco.
San Francisco. This is
Chargers up by 4. The last go around before we do this thing for real. Wait, here to play in the 4th quarter. Ron Pitts, Billy Ray Smith. We're looking at a 1st and 10. A lot of penalties, a lot of yellow hankies on the ground in the last few minutes. Robinson going backwards, a nice fill inside there. Keon Wilson comes up, but before that, Quentin Teal, 4-year man out of Coastal Carolina. There it is again.
There
Coastal
it is.
Carolina.
I know. This is crazy.
What is a Chanticleer?
See, I was going to ask you that.
I'm not going to let you ask me that because I don't know.
Well, we should have asked Tolbert when we had him.
Someone told me it's a rooster.
You know what? I think you're right.
It is a rooster.
Great memory.
Right. Teal signed in training camp. Played with the Carolina Panthers for 3 years. 4 career starts, no career interceptions. You can bet he's kind of looking for one now here as we wind this one down. Inside run and then some. Robinson, and Robinson just kept the feet turning. Finally, Darryl Stuckey brought him down.
And this is just, hey, you listen, guys, we're in the 4th quarter of the 4th exhibition game, and we're going to run the football, and we're going to keep that clock moving as much as we possibly can. And the 49ers doing a great job getting physical up front.
So Cam Thomas anchors the Chargers defense as the nose guard on the 3-4. To a push inside. Nice move around the outside, but he misses the tackle. Lang, but he forces the throw out of bounds, and boy, that's either a late hit or intentional ground as he's out of the back, so it won't be intentional ground. I think it's a late hit.
Yeah.
Could be on Lang. Brandon Lang, rookie free agent out of Troy, converted defensive lineman. He blocked the punt versus Chicago in the first preseason game.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 57. Unnecessarily pushing the quarterback to the ground as he's backpedaling. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Has his hand on him. And yeah, that's a good 2-3 steps. You can't You just can't do that. They will protect the quarterback each and every time.
Tony Corrente being very clear as to why he was flagged for it in case there's any misunderstanding. They're just not going to let you touch the quarterback.
You know what? Just like how they won't let you touch Phillip in practice, you can't touch that guy either. You just can't touch the quarterback. Now, if you get a clean shot on him.
We said it, 1st and 10, play action. Plenty of time. Across the middle of the field, he's got a man wide open. That's number 14, Kevin Juravich, the rookie free agent out of San Jose State. So the local product gets the ball down to about the 5-yard line. Keon Wilson
running the drag now across the field, and it looks like Giles Tucker just didn't get quite deep enough.
You saw Keon Wilson with the pressure. I thought he was going to get there because he held it a long time.
Juravich brings it all the way across the field and finds a spot. They found him.
Now, did you see what Wilson did? That's a direct result of that last penalty. He pulled up about 2 yards short of the quarterback. He kept coming. He might have been able to get to him. The toss to Robinson. Robinson hit hard. And it looked like Wilson again there. Boy, Wilson coming up and pounding. Now, Wilson, he's got that 4-2 number, but listed as a linebacker.
Oh, he's a linebacker.
6 foot 240, a heavy linebacker as well. A
kid out of South Florida, and I tell you, there's a story about him. When I read it, I instantly became a Keon Wilson fan, where injures his hand while they're playing against Florida State, splits between the 2 fingers, and actually goes into the clubhouse, into the locker room. The trainer sews his hand together, comes back out, and continues to play. Yeah, against Florida State. Love that story.
Brandon Hughes on the tackle there. Guillory with the reception. And a few minutes ago, you saw we took a shot there of another number 42 that played here in San Francisco. A guy that I know quite well, Ronnie Lott, who actually was sending me text messages before the game. Wanted to say hello to Norm Turner.
Name dropper.
That's right. I am going to name drop.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Don't worry, he said hello to you too.
No, he didn't.
3rd and goal, wide open. A clear breakdown. And a touchdown for the 49ers. J.U. Colquitt. And he'll put the 49ers up, but a marker is down.
And it's against the 49ers.
Holding, defense, this penalty is declined.
Check that.
He's over the play, touchdown.
Plus, you know, I saw the quarterback, and he was making that disgusted motion that quarterbacks normally make. A little play action pass.
Well, you saw it right there.
Oh, yeah.
Just
fullback in the flat, boy, I tell you.
I don't know if that was Keon's man or someone else's man. I'm not going to speculate, but bottom line,
why wouldn't you speculate?
I don't want to get anybody in trouble with the final cutdown date coming up.
I think they're going to see it themselves in the film.
I'll let them see it.
I got to tell you.
Nedney tacks on the extra. And the 49ers regain the lead. They're up by 3 as we wind down here in the 4th quarter. No one's going to get cut on my account. Down catch. Colquitt from Davis. 11-play drive marked by several penalties. Took off 6 minutes on the clock, 81 yards, and the 49ers have the lead. All right, our final password, code word of the night in our code word contest. Here it is, BIN, as in B-I-N-N, BIN. Go to CBS8.com, no hints, CBS8.com, and enter now, vote now. Put all 4 words in. We've given you a different word every quarter. Billy Ray is
I've got it.
Copious notes.
Yes.
He's got all 4 words.
Indeed.
Quite windy here, so we're going to have a holder. Nedney tries to kick it away. Phillip Adams will be the holder. Sean Bray McNeil, he'll have to bring this one out about 7 yards deep. And he says, I don't think so. 3-point game in the season finale. Chargers ball when we come back. One here to play in the game, Jonathan Crompton. He's taken over for most of the second half, and he'll have the call here. 3-point game. 49ers just took the lead with a nice drive, a drive marred with penalties after the Chargers blew things open thanks to Jeremy Williams and his 93-yard punt return in the third quarter. That's Billy Latsko.
Doing a nice job, by the way. Billy Latsko catching the ball in the flat, breaking it back underneath the pursuing linebacker, and gaining a few more yards. And staying in bounds.
Staying in bounds, huh?
Nice job, Billy.
Back down to the ground game. Brinkley has had a nice run here. Opened it up here in the second half with some very nice runs. Had a series of 3 double-digit gains, actually 2. One was an 8-yarder, but he had one of 14 and 11 with an 8 in between to open up. And a look at the important NFL dates. Of course, the roster cut-down date, that's this coming Saturday to 53. The practice squads will be established. And the biggest date of all, the regular season begins. A call there to Latsko. Chargers will open up Monday night at Kansas City. And you can watch that game on KFMB, Charger Football Network, and the home opener, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll come to town. A long trip for those boys.
Well, I got to tell you, when I look at the schedule and you see
that ball knocked away.
When you see that it's going to be basically October 24th against the New England Patriots, I think until the Chargers come up against a team that they may be an underdog to, maybe that is looked on as a close game, a tight game. Boy, the first 4, 5, 6 games of the season, should the Chargers stay healthy, they have a very, very good chance to open this thing up and start that schedule with a nice unbeaten streak.
Second down and long. Throw, catch, fumble. Jeremy Williams fumbled it, and it's recovered by the 49ers. Derek Walker recovers the ball. Looked like Curtis Taylor was covering on it and was able to knock it out. Boy, and if you're Jeremy Williams, you can only do one thing that can hurt you right now, and that's fumble the ball. He's already returned a punt for a touchdown, had a couple nice receptions, and now he gives it up. So no challenge on the play. I think it was clear that he had enough, took enough steps and had possession. 49ers make a change at the quarterback spot. They go with Jarrett Brown, and they'll hand it off. And Colquitt, who's already scored tonight from short yardage, takes it down to the 10. And he gets up walking like he wants to score again.
So do you think the 49ers have enough big, powerful running backs? Oh, this kid's got the pretty much the same build as Dixon. And we saw Dixon run earlier this game, but Colquitt can absolutely churn it up.
6 feet, 250 pounds. That's not a running back or a fullback. That's a nose guard in the backfield. First and 10. The give inside, sidesteps, and meets the wall of white shirts.
The good news there as you said, sidesteps. When you have a gigantic running back and he's doing some damage, if you can make him shuffle his feet, stop his feet, and try to become all of a sudden one of those cutback runners, or
right.
you know, a gifted
finesse,
cutback, yes,
yeah,
a finesse runner, then that takes away the sledgehammer aspect from having to tackle that rascal.
And that's exactly what they did. So Brown, the rookie free agent out of West Virginia, trying to get a quick score on the board as he checks in for the first time tonight. Colquitt loses the ball, and it's Charger football. He took a hit, and the Chargers will get it back. Brandon Lang with another big play on the year. He recovers the ball, and the Chargers have a chance to go ahead. Big plays in the red zone. Chargers coming up big. Knocking that ball out, the rookie free agent out of South Florida. And Lang, very nice camera work. He scoops up the loose ball. Here it is.
And you have to make Jehu Colquitt cut it back inside. And that is when that was a vicious shot that knocked that ball loose.
That's Curtis Brinkley. Brinkley took a vicious shot there from Christick.
Brinkley's getting some good work, though. I mean, he's getting a little bit of tape.
Does he stay?
That's always the question.
Has he done enough? And he's one of those 3 or 4 that you talk about has to have a good showing here tonight. Pump fake one way, throw back the other way, looking for Billy Latsko. It's incomplete. We were talking a few minutes ago about the Chargers schedule opening up with the Kansas City Chiefs, but 4 of the first 6 are on the road. Boy, you never want to drop too many early, especially the road games.
But it comes back in the second half of the year, Ron, and it really looks good. I mean, you get Denver, Oakland, Kansas City, and the 49ers at home in the span of 5 weeks. That's not bad.
And a perfectly timed bye, November 14th, about the time you're starting to feel it, and Jonathan Crompton felt that one. That was Bruce Davis.
Young man from UCLA is fairly active.
Good Bruin there, making a big play, and he'll force the punt on behalf of the Chargers. So Pakalak now with his heels on the end line will have to punt it away. He will be punting away to Phillip Adams. Low line driver. These are comeback balls. Taking it about the 50. And nice coverage on the play. Hustling down, Darryl Stuckey, showing his worth in special teams. With this being our final preseason game, we'd like to send out some thank yous to all of our staff members here at KFMB Television and the San Diego Chargers. We'll start off with executive producer Barry Smith, coordinating producer Tom Satursky, our producer of tonight's game, Mary Bodecker, director of tonight's game, Mike Hassett, graphic coordinator Greg Longstaff, KFMB president and COO of KFMB Stations, Mr. Ed Trimble, director of engineering Rick Lockman, graphic design Brian Hall, programming Elise Sensabar, and editor Donna Doobie. .349 and counting. Our network coordinator Dean Taylor. Thank you to him.
Well, thank you to Derek Jones too. Young man from Grand Valley State broke through and made a very nice play on that last defensive effort. Nice job there.
My statisticians and spotters throughout the preseason, Mr. Gary Pugh, Kurt Gritz, along with his brother Steve Gritz in the booth with me tonight. Thank you. Travel coordinator Jackie Chesbro. We would never get anywhere without Jackie, that's for sure. The Run right down the middle of the field. I tell you, they're going to be tired of this Colquitt guy. He's just opening things up there. A special thank you to the Chargers media relations staff. Bill Johnson, the Director of Public Relations, Scott Yoffe, Jamal LaFrance, and Jennifer Rojas. Chargers front office. Mr. A.G. Spanos. He was in the booth with us tonight, Charger Vice President. Also the Director of College Scouting, John Spanos. We've talked to him several times. Jimmy Ray, Director of Pro Personnel for the Chargers. In trouble, and down goes Brown. Antoine Applewhite. Now, what a way to cap off the season there.
That's
the preseason, 4 sacks for him.
Great job by Antoine Applewhite, and the entire defense takes the collective pass rush and the collective efforts of those front 7.
This is
Antoine Applewhite.
the 2-minute warning.
And that's the 2-minute warning, a 3-point game. And the Chargers will get the ball back one more time and see if they can go down the field and maybe kick a field goal.
Oh, yeah.
Word contest tonight. Congratulations to Chris Hendricks of Santee. Chris has won a $250 gift card from Donovan's Circle of Fifths. And thank you to all of our friends at Donovan's for helping us out tonight. And there's a fair catch by Jeremy Williams, so he loses the ball. Probably his only bad play of the night. Secures a fair catch. And I was just kidding about that field goal. No one wants to see overtime in preseason, especially the final preseason game. Go down and get a score and get on the bus. And
that's exactly right.
Go 2-2 in the preseason. Chargers coming into this game 1-2. The win against the Chicago Bears with their fledgling offense. New offensive coordinator Mike Martz and quarterback trying to get on the same page. Jay Cutler, there's a throw. Outside complete.
Boy, nice there too. See that zip on that ball?
7th round pick this year out of Miami. Like, what happens to a guy like Epps? Hasn't seen a lot of time. That's his first catch of the preseason. Is he headed for the practice squad? Or does he stay and help out on special teams? Crompton throws that one into the Charger bench.
Initially, I would say practice squad guy. You know, you have some tight ends in front of him with McMichael and Chris Wilson, Antonio Gates. I mean, you're pretty much loaded at the tight end position. He would be. I think it would be a great learning experience for him to be put in that position.
Yeah, and the door seemingly opened by Chris Wilson, and not a good showing by Wilson last week in that loss to New Orleans. He dropped 2 balls, 2 big balls there in that game, but you just haven't seen enough of Epps to say, okay, you're the guy, but boy, you've seen enough of this guy to say he's a make. That's Shea Ajira-Tutu.
How'd you like the toss? Boy, that was.
We've seen some good things, but what did North tell us about Crompton? He said he's so far behind in his development. That one good for 18 yards. Crompton came in 52% in the preseason. No touchdowns with 2 interceptions. Getting more and more comfortable in the pocket. 114 and counting. Now he does it on the ground, gets across the 50, about 2 yards shy of the first. And a timeout
San Diego.
called by San Diego. They've got 2 left.
This is a 30-second timeout.
And again, let's remind him, you're not going to kick a field goal. We're not going to do that. We're going for the touchdown.
Assess the play of Crompton. Don't look at his quarterback rating because it's not very good. It's 28.4 out of a possible 158.3, but that's because of the interceptions and no touchdowns. But big picture.
Listen, he's a big kid. Big kid with a big arm, and I think when you play at a program like Tennessee, I think the other thing that he has working against him, the fact that they made him play, very similar to Alex Smith. He made him play with so many different offensive coordinators and offensive systems. And he can still throw a ball that requires that kind of touch to Shea Tutu over on the sidelines.
Right.
He's got the skills. I think he probably needs a couple, 3 years in the same system. Develop his confidence, develop just his comfort in a system. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you're a quarterback, if you're a linebacker. If you bring a new system in, install a brand new defense, offense, it's like starting over. It really is.
2 catches on the night for Tutu. That's a big one. Able to get out of bounds. Crompton will not get away from that man. That's a big sack at this stage of the game.
San Diego, this is their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
Tukawafu, the rookie free agent out of Oregon, with the big sack. Hey, don't forget the Chargers' home opener for the regular season is Sunday, September 19th. They'll take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kickoff at 1:15 p.m. Get your tickets now. They're still available. 1-877-CHARGERS, or go on to chargers.com and take care of business that way. Do whatever you have to do to get there. So, with 49 seconds left, Nick Novak, brought in as a free agent this year. He is 2 of 3 on the preseason. He hit from 43 and 48 in the season opener, the preseason opener against the Bears. He could get a shot here to tie things up. That ball tipped on the way out, but pressure once again on Crompton. Ricky Jean-Francois
right
on the pressure.
You would think. It's the quarterback dropping back, and the whole idea behind the screen pass is to lure that defensive line closer and closer to the quarterback, then drop it over their heads, and it sets up a huge gain. In this case, Crompton did a nice job bringing him in, but then he couldn't necessarily pull off the throw and get the completion in the flat.
3rd and 19, 43 seconds left. The out route, it's there and out of bounds. Very nicely done by Diedrich Epps. And a first down. Nope, not a first down. Excuse me, he comes up short.
A nice reception for the young man from Miami. Jonathan scanning the field and does a nice job, puts a little zip on it and gets it right inside the sideline.
Yeah, he's about a good 6 yards shy of the first down. 4th down and 6. Intercepted. Tremaine Brock seals the deal for the 49ers.
Yes, it is preseason. And Jonathan Crompton just a little bit high. 5-6 feet.
A 4th down there, Billy Ray. No timeout call to give young Jonathan Crompton a chance to think it over, maybe.
Well, the idea is let's see how he works under fire.
Yeah, that's right.
Under pressure.
Right. That's
let's
right.
Go.
That's right. Threw that one just a little high, and that's how it will go down. The 49ers squeak out the win by 3, 17-14 over the San Diego Chargers. So the Chargers will go to 1-3 in the preseason, and the 49ers will finish the preseason a perfect 4-0.
Wow.
However,
what do they get for that?
Bag of nuts
right.
And an ice cream cone.
Yeah, that's exactly
There you go. And that is the final score. The 49ers 17, the Chargers 14. Billy Ray Smith and Ron Pitts will be back in a second to wrap things up from San Francisco.